about to tell what I think is probably one of the. Don't hype it up too much. Don't hype it up too much.
No, you're doing great, man.
This is one of the best.
Ryan, I've known you for many years now. I would say not well. We don't really, we don't really hang out enough. I don't think. But I've never seen you so aggressive before. You're a little more.
No,
aggressive.
he's like this.
Thank you, Spencer.
Yeah, he's like George Costanza.
I'm going to say that everything I've said, this whole shtick I'm doing, it's all to hoist myself up in the ultimate petard.
Yep.
Okay. And you're all like, most of the audience I could tell doesn't like me. Believe me, the no girl is just the brave one. Doesn't bother me. I know I've got some people who are like, yeah, I get what he's talking about. And you're like in the Spencer camp. Let's hear some claps. Thank you.
Please clap.
So we all love meeting your Game of Thronesers. We all love meeting your EWs and your Will Fortes and whatnot. But I'm about to tell you a story that is going to high road everybody on this stage and in this room.
I can't fucking wait.
Thank you. I find out.
Tee it up just a little higher.
You're a high
3
dive
a.m.
actor.
Everyone's left the party.
Ryan is a high dive actor where the ladder goes up so high that the thing you show up to see is him fainting. And you don't even get to see it. It's just like you just know it happened up there. Like someone radios down. Yeah, he fainted.
I guess we can go home now.
Good, because I was wondering what he was going to jump into. There's a cup of water. There's a duffel bag.
There's a guy rapping.
If you guys don't give me the right answer to the question I'm about to ask you,
Jesus Christ.
I am going to shame you all. So just be prepared.
playing
In this
hardball.
particular
Does not
case,
have a gun, okay?
I am empirically going to be the hero, and you, whoever does not know the answer to my question, are going to be the villains.
All right, agreed.
I was on the Comic-Con panel for, and I wanted to get something signed by Berkeley Breath. He's the creator of Bloom County. That's not the person that I want you to care about yet.
Can I guess the answer before you ask?
Sure.
The Colorado River.
Okay, never mind.
We'll get there.
Go ahead.
I say I'm going to go to meet Berkeley Breath and get something signed. Creative Bloom County is big inspiration to me. At 3:00. I walked to the IDW booth where he was getting, signing things. Turn on the corner, and who do I see sitting there?
Who?
Representative John Lewis. Who doesn't know who that is?
Well, no one's going to admit it because we
You're right.
know
God
a
damn
trap
it.
woman. I didn't know who this was.
I don't know who. No. All right, yeah. Who is he?
No idea.
He raised his hand.
Booyah. Who is he?
Civil rights movement.
Civil rights movement. He was hanging
was the
out with
civil
Martin
rights
Luther
movement?
King Jr.
You meant the civil rights movement?
I feel like
Did you get an autograph?
that backfired. I really thought that I could shame you guys for not knowing, but you guys are celebrating the fact that you don't know who this is. Yes, he was part of the civil rights movement.
Are all about. Okay.
You teed that up in the only way that would make
I
it
know,
possible for us to
listen.
celebrate not knowing a civil rights leader.
Can we take
it
this
became the
again?
lesser of two evils
Also,
to stomp on you.
He wasn't at the EW party. Have we already left that place?
No, this is earlier on the
Okay.
floor. So I see Representative John Lewis. He was part of the civil rights movement. You can see pictures of him marching with Martin Luther King Jr. He was portrayed in the movie Selma. Ever heard of it? Okay. Where was I going with this? Did I have a point?
Why?
He was also the face of, remember a little something called the Democrats trying to get the gun rights shit passed a couple weeks ago and the sit-in and the all-night thing?
Oh, he was the guy
face of that.
Okay.
Wow, what a
Why is he
maybe
you guys are like, fuck the 60s.
Well, but that happened at the convention hall. What happened? You wanted to talk about the
right.
getting into the party, the EW party.
No,
Much more important things.
This is the epilogue, dude.
Oh, it was you just really wanted to. Okay, all right.
Wait,
I'm sorry.
Did you
Well,
hang
don't
out
get
with
sad.
him? Did you guys like have a drink together, or you just
Who
saw
is
him?
telling this story? This isn't an interview. This is a tale I'm unfolding
Is
at my
this-
own pace.
Okay. The story. I thought that was the end of the
I
story.
hit plot points. I don't stop and go, you guys have any questions about like what the booth looked like or like what I was wearing? No.
You know,
Jeff?
Dan's now's
If
a
you
great.
tell the story properly, we
think
would know
Dan-
those details, right?
I know Ryan.
What happened? I missed something. I was in my head. What'd I miss?
You're fine.
Nothing.
So you see him, and what do? You go, well, none of this matters because this guy actually did something.
Well, Berkeley breathed. He
The
bites
opposite.
the guy.
I said the only thing that matters is this guy actually did something.
Oh, interesting.
Right.
That's a better
Take that in.
perspective.
That's a title for the episode,
Yeah.
I think, Justin. Mark
That's
that
the title for the episode.
Okay.
So I got to shake this guy's hands. For real. I'm like, I got to shake this guy's hand. He's a part of history. So I go up and I see the guy. I go to the end of the line. Line guy, cousins of these people who don't let us in anywhere, says, I'm sorry, the line's cut off. No more people. Fuck, I want to meet John Lewis. I want to shake the hand of history. I fucking got high with fucking the waif last night. I want to do the opposite. I want to balance the scales karmically. So I say to the guy, can I please meet Mr. Lewis? And he goes, the line's cut off, no exceptions. And I go, fuck, I gotta do it. And I go, do you know the show Rick and Morty? He goes, yeah, I saw your badge, I know. Yeah, which was pretty cool.
Of you?
So then he says,
That he saw
he continues to say, the line is closed, go on. And I was like, fuck, so he wasn't going to let me in, right? This story's going to there's more twists coming, so. I know it sounds, you guys are like, his mouth is getting dry, he's getting nervous.
You just okay.
We definitely did not think that.
This is what did you heard a booming magical voice off camera say, "Let that young man do as he pleases."
Let that man balance the scale.
No,
He was born in a country that may not always keep its eye toward its dreams. And the camera swivels over and it's Stephen Hawking.
No. I walked away having been rejected. My Rick and Morty credibility, the only shred of it I have,
So, Ryan,
was not a currency I could use to meet John Lewis.
Ryan, so 1 second. Dan, is now a bad time to do our ad for MeUndies?
Can I get to the... Okay, yes. We'll end at the cliffhanger of I was not allowed to meet John Lewis.
Oh, yeah. This is great.
No. The cliffhanger. Then there's going to be a commercial.
What could happen next? We'll have to find out.
Look, let me tell you about MeUndies. It's I want to explain something to you that you may not have known. Like, we've been living in a marginalized world. Like, I'm not saying it's the Matrix. Like we don't know what's a simulation and what isn't, but we do know that with it relative to this reality, we are being marginalized. Point. If you drink a 7-Up every time you experience anxiety and it makes you feel better, you're going to form an addiction to 7-Up. Your neurology is going to form a relationship with the things that provide it comfort. And as time goes on, it gets more and more complicated. There comes a point when you don't know if what you're doing is what you want to do or if what you need to do. You won't even be able to tell the difference. If for those of you who have ever known someone with an addiction, like, you don't know whether you want to do something or whether you think you want to do something. My point being that it should occur to you then that, oh my God, if it's possible to have a fucked up weird relationship with video games or alcohol or a certain restaurant where something becomes like a compulsion, an addiction, then can you imagine the things that you're not being told have been baked into your neurology by a generation that was already raised in artifice, that was here well before you got here and was in charge of everything you ever saw or heard? You can imagine the possibility, therefore, that it is possible for you to live on a limited plane of existence with absolutely no consciousness of what you could be. Enter MeUndies.
Wow.
The underwear company that stood back and said, what is underwear? Like, why does it feel the way it feels? In a sea of people, I'm sure, that no longer work there, that said, it's not that complicated, bro. I'm a fucking sexist pig. I don't work at MeUndies. I'm a piece of shit. What's it matter, bro? If it ain't bro, Ken, don't fix it, bro. I'm a bro.
That was beautiful.
MeUndies took those people and they just put them in the airlock, and as their silent screams fell on no ears but their own, they were flushed into space. Their body succumbed to the vacuum that pre-existed time, and they were dealt with the way God deals with
superfluous
bros.
ideas.
And then the only people left were people that live within a world where underwear can be more comfortable than you thought possible.
Are they promoting this show or something?
A little bit, maybe, I guess.
We're promoting them.
Elliot, don't be so cynical. Dan's just passionate about his underwear.
Cool. Fade up on the floor of Comic-Con, where we last left our intrepid hero. He was trying to get John Lewis, the civil rights activist, autograph, but he couldn't. And he couldn't even get it by lording over the fact that he worked on the amazing show Rick and Morty. Thank you. So as he was walking away, he gets a tap on, I get a tap on my shoulder. Ryan, come here. Okay. Mr. Lewis, we got one more guy. Can you please?
Who's this voice?
This is the guy who controls the line.
Okay.
The guy, the gatekeeper.
Yeah, the guy that turned you away.
Just softened up.
I think his heart, yeah, exactly. He looked at me, he looked at my gate. He got me. You guys wouldn't have done this. You guys certainly would not have done this for me. Trust me. He's like, I feel bad for that guy. He's clearly got some fucking problems. So he goes, come here. Takes me over to John Lewis. Look him in the eye, shake his hand. I say, thank you so much for everything you've done. He goes, just trying to make the world a better place. He didn't really say that. I had to punch up his line, but he said something like that. I swear, it was the essence of that.
He was like, so what show are you working on?
He said like some crazy anti-Semitic thing. You're like really protecting this guy. He just launched into a fucking Hitler speech.
So I go, that was amazing. It really was. I walked away. I'm being completely sincere. I'm going to drop this character I'm doing. I mean, that was amazing. I was buzzing inside. I felt great. I shook the hand of a man who shook the hand of Martin Luther King Jr., marched in Selma, all that stuff, right? Welcome. This is the highlight of Comic-Con. Fuck the EW party, fuck the Game of Thrones shit, right? So I think that guy, he hooked me up. He did me a favor. He knew who I was he saw my name. He must know the show. So I go and we do a signing and I say to Justin, I go, can you write on this card that we're signing for everybody? It's a picture from the show. Can you just write, thank you for letting Ryan meet John Lewis, Justin Roiland, right?
You got this photo you were going to find this guy to give it to him?
Thank you, Elia.
I think that's beautiful.
I think you finally got
it's Aliyah.
Huh?
It's Aliyah. Nicaragua.
I'm not going to get derailed by that. So, I get the card, signed by Justin. Fight my way back through the madness that is the convention floor. Takes me 40 minutes to get from whatever, one end to the other.
Full of Hollywood elites.
Exactly.
He doesn't care anymore.
But now he doesn't care. Now he just sees them as green letters.
He's like,
Danny McBride is just a pie symbol. It's cascading like a waterfall.
Forte's like, hey, you want to hang out? He's like, no, I don't care about you anymore.
Joss Whedon? Joss Whedon? I riffed that.
So.
Beautiful rip.
Wait, Dan, you didn't stay at home all night writing that joke?
You got that in your pocket. Come
I
on.
did not have that in my pocket.
That's standard.
That was much too highly crafted for you.
No,
to
come
just
on, guys.
What's a number 14?
We'll come back to that after the show.
So you're working your way through the crowd with this delicately signed photo in the air.
Yeah.
Don't get it crinkled.
By the great Justin Roiland. And why do I have to throw my bosses under the bus all the time? It's because I'm insecure. So I go through the convention floor, and I go back to the booth, right? And I don't see this guy. Now, I know what he looks like. I know exactly what he looks like.
Also, how many hours later is this? Like, no wonder he's not there, right?
3 hours later. No, he was working the booth all day.
Okay.
Yeah. These aren't the Hollywood elites. They don't just come and go, flights of fancy. Oh, what's the next hot party? They're fucking working.
John Lewis probably has a lot of shit to do.
No, not John Lewis, the guy who helped me get the...
Why is he at Comic-Con? I just like
yeah, I don't understand.
He wrote a graphic
Does he have
novel.
like headshots like Lou Ferrigno?
He wrote a graphic novel called March about his history doing the civil rights movement.
He wrote it?
Yes, with some other people.
Yeah.
But,
is it a graphic
he
novel?
wrote most of it.
Yeah, that's what he said. Graphic novel.
Yeah, graphic novel. That's what I got signed.
Okay.
You guys gotta listen.
I'd like to check that out. That sounds good.
I got a signed copy, but get your own.
I like graphic
right out there.
novelizations of stuff that I would never,
Exactly.
it makes
Like
it possible,
history.
like that mouse,
Thank you.
thing. Like there was like biographies of like Freud and stuff that I've looked at that were in comic book form.
Cool. I'm probably not going to read it, but I mean, I got it signed by John Lewis, so.
Yeah, Philip Glass has it.
Anyway, the point is I go to the booth and I can't see the guy, but I know what he looks like.
Right.
I'm like, I want to give him to this and move on. I got other, so I'm like, I can't see him. So finally I go up to somebody who works at the booth, and I go, hey, and I explain the whole story. I go, this guy, I don't know what his name is, but he hooked me up with John Lewis's signature, and like, I think he likes the show I work on. I got him this, and so, like, I don't know who he is, but he's a bigger guy with glasses. And she looks me in the eye and she goes, I don't know who you're talking about. I go, he's a guy with glasses, a little bit bigger. He goes, you mean Joel, the shorter guy?
Was this guy black?
No.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking.
I kept being like, are you
No. This is the key moment of the story. I was trying to say, I knew the guy was big. He had glasses. I didn't know his name.
You mean Mustafa?
I go, she goes, maybe Joel, but he's the shorter guy. I go,
so wait, we need to
does anyone know what's going on here with this woman? What she's doing? She's shaming me because I described him as the bigger guy.
Wait, but we need to know though what something that only you know right now, and she, which is
me not being
when
she.
you say bigger is tell us the description of this guy, because we don't know if he's 9 feet tall or not.
Are you
Not
talking about
9 feet tall.
You meant fat.
He was stocky.
Okay.
I don't know. He was physically bigger. I didn't know what else to say. He had glasses, and that was
There's no other
distinguishing characteristics.
That was it.
That was it. He was a white guy with glasses, and he was kind of bigger. I didn't know what else to say.
Also, you just described 80% of the people at Comic-Con.
How many of them are working at this booth? But she looked at me and she goes, you mean the shorter guy? The shorter guy? And I'm like, oh, sorry. So it's okay to call him the shorter guy. That's the correct dimension to focus on.
She's like, sir, I'm just trying to help you find this guy.
Height is cool. Height is cool, but I can't... Right?
I gotta say, it's my pet peeve when people tell me I'm overthinking or I'm projecting it in my head, but... I really think that I believe that the piece that you're missing is that she knows 6 people.
No.
She's trying to help you identify.
And you said bigger, and she said
no.
She was diplomatically,
do you mean
not
tall,
to
fat?
shame you, but diplomatically
she
saying
means tall, big, short,
by
big.
bigger, do you mean the fat one? She was just skirting the issue
Dan,
too.
do you not think I know when people don't like me? She was looking me in the eye and saying the words, you mean the shorter one?
Do you
Trust
really think
me.
there was she was actually like
Why would I tell this story if it was like I knew
What
there
did
was
she look
10%
like?
of a chance that I'm this delusional maniac like Tarantino and Dust Till Dawn. I see Juliette Lewis saying, eat my pussy, and I'm like, that's not really what she said. She said something else. Yes, she was shaming me.
I still don't think James Cameron saw you yell about hot dogs.
That's the point of delusions, is that you don't know.
Also, I bet all this is all going on in your
you-
head, and she's like showing you pictures. She's like, this guy, and you're like, she thinks I'm crazy. She thinks I'm this. And then she's like, hello, anybody? All right, well, here he
All I'm
is. Then he
saying
just left.
if I knew 3 guys and one was tall and skinny and one was short and fat and one was tall and bigger all around, and you were trying to without
Someone said the bigger
one,
I think the tall guy.
I would, well, knowing me with my foot in my mouth, I go, the fat one. I don't know, but I'm saying like that is, given that situation, that's the best, like most courteous way of. That's all I'm saying. But I think I will believe you if you simply tell me, because you just keep saying she's saying the shorter one. But what I want to hear from you is you're saying, regardless of her words, it was very clear from her face.
Very clear.
Judging you.
Okay. I'll take a
As
flyer on
clear
that.
as
Was she a
was-
bigger girl?
How dare you?
That was
We do
my
not
next
use
question.
that language.
I'm so sensitive about it. It's like, we all look different. It's okay.
Thank
guys?
you. That's
Yeah.
the point of the story.
That's the
high
point.
five.
Yeah,
Finally,
great.
I'm not going to ask for a high five from any of you because you're still like, who the fuck is this guy?
It's also they're far away. It would be awkward.
Believe me, I would do it. Yeah.
Was she dressed slutty? I was just trying to trick him into like while we have him like placid, like he'd be like, yeah, she was dressed slutty.
He's like, actually, yes, your tits were out. Oh, okay, you got me.
Like you don't know what's right and what's wrong. I'm just reprogramming you.
Listen, the arc of the story, if we've all forgotten, is I meet a civil rights hero. I decided to do the guy a favor who hooked me up with that. I ran across the...
And you plowed through his staff with your xenophobic...
Yeah. There were 2 guys who worked at the booth, and they were both 5'2". What do you mean the shorter one?
Did you What happened from there? Did you let that stop you?
Of course not.
Okay.
Just like I'm not going to let any of this stop me telling this story.
Only slow you down like 20 minutes.
Not even our 30-minute MeUndies commercial could stop this story.
So finally, she says, "You mean the shorter one?" And I just go, "Yeah, the fucking shorter one." She goes, "That's Joel. He's right over there." I'm like, "There he is, that big fucking fat motherfucker." Take that goddamn soft pretzel out of your hand and take this Rick and Morty signed fucking postcard. You goddamn pig. Thank you for letting me beat John Lewis. I've been Ryan Ridley. Good night.
Did he receive it? Did he
Received it.
Was he excited by it? Yeah.
As well as his weird, interesting, spectrumy, whatever you would describe yourself, kind of liking me, not liking me, all that shit. The stuff you always talk about yourself. He was like you. I didn't know if he liked me or didn't like me, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Was he thankful for
He was like, thank you very much.
Did we ever find out if he actually was a Rick and Morty fan? Or
Well, he said he saw my name, and if you're not a Rick and Morty fan, how the fuck do you know my name?
Well, I would interpret that as, look, if there was anything worth knowing about you, it'd be on your fucking lacquered.
He's literally just
placard.
being like, I see what's written on your
Yeah,
placard.
exactly. You don't have to waste my fucking time with this shit.
I've been reading
I live
placards
within
all day.
hierarchy.
Yes.
I know how
You're wearing a resume on your chest.
I know how human chess works. I know you're a bishop. I get it.
Can I say the only part I regret about this entire night is the way I described him? He was very nice. He wasn't what I was saying. I'm saying that because I'm repeating what Dan is always
Wait,
saying in the writer's room when he,
Do you mean the spectrumy part or the
yeah,
fat
all
part?
that stuff. You're always saying that stuff, and it's gotten in my head. I'm just like spouting it off. I learned from watching you. So I'm very sorry to everybody in the audience, everybody watching. He received it well. He was very nice.
Well, was he? Does he think?
He was a little weird, but what do you want me to say at this point? He was a little fucking. I honestly didn't know. I'm like, are you grateful? Are you ungrateful? What the fuck is your problem?
And I don't want to say he was fat, but when he walked around the convention center, he walked around.
In comparison to...
Yes.